Morning! I got my breakfast of champions going on. We have the remnants of Hurricane Beryl coming through right now. There's a little bit of rain. Actually, I should say a little bit of wind, a lot of rain. I checked the rain gauge this morning. We have gotten 2 inches of rain so far overnight, and it is still coming down. So I didn't dump the rain gauge because I want to see what we get in total out of all this. We're under flash flood warnings and all kinds of stuff because of the fact that we're supposed to get 3 to 4 inches of rain, and I can't turn down this road for some reason because the fire trucks are blocking it. So guess I'm gonna have to go around. The gas station parking lot is flooded here, and it's about this deep. Good thing I got waterproof brunts on, just saying. I figured I'd kind of do a video today on the farm and kind of get you guys up to speed of what's been going on, just because of the fact that we've been doing a lot of motorcycle videos. Right now I've got our old spreader in the barn. This thing broke down on us, I want to say 4 years ago. And it was going to cost like $2,500 to get the thing fixed, and we were in the middle of needing it, so we ended up just using a different spreader and kind of set this one out in the weeds and forgot about it basically. So now I drug it out of the weeds because we have some plans to use it in the near future, and I drug it out of the weeds to kind of go through the parts list to see what it needs to get up and going. But dragging it out, this wheel bearing here is locked up. You can see the skid marks as I was dragging it in the barn. The entire mechanism back here is seized up with rust. So now we have to rebuild the whole back end of it. The apron chain on the inside, I don't even know if that works. We're gonna have to see if that needs to be all rebuilt, because judging by this bearing here, I'm gonna say it's not gonna work. And the frame itself has rusted enough that I don't know if it's solid anymore, so I'm gonna have to probably flake off that rust to see if there's any weak spots in the frame. It needs a lot more attention now than when I parked it 4 years ago. So I got online and was looking at spreaders identical to this used, and I can buy a used one that is running, it's operable, for around $5 grand. So if it's going to cost more than $5 grand, actually probably more than, I'm guessing $4,500 to fix this thing, then I'm just going to buy a different spreader and we'll junk this one or do something with it. I think we'd be further ahead, but we'll see. We're going to make that determination once we figure out what all this needs. Today I'm going to sit down and figure out a parts list and pricing for everything and kind of go from there. Another thing that you guys don't know, a friend of mine bought FedEx routes. So he's been talking to me for a little while now about doing maintenance on the trucks. He acquired 20 trucks, and after hemming and hawing around about it and everything, I went ahead and sat down with him and we talked about it and we agreed on it. And so now I'm going to be running maintenance on 20 of those FedEx trucks, just doing routine maintenance, just oil changes, air filters, checking lights, looking at the brakes, the tires, things like that. Just basic routine maintenance. That's all I'm doing. So I'm going to be rolling some of those in and out of the barn here on my downtime, but he knows the farm comes first, and then any time I have available, then we'll work on a truck. Got all the spraying done. We have everything is sprayed. I have a feeling that there's going to be a couple fields I might have to respray later in the summer, but we'll make that determination when the time comes. So I'm guessing, in a nutshell, that pretty much brought you guys up to speed of what's been going on in the farm. I do have the little rototiller on the tractor, because we're going to be planting food plots here in the next couple weeks. So we got to get, that's greased, the gear oil's been checked and everything, so that's ready to go. Now we just got to wait for Mother Nature to allow us to start rototilling up food plots and things like that. But I'm going to get cracking on this and make a list of the parts I need. Probably in the next month or so, we're going to be pulling the combine out, doing oil change on the combine, greasing it, going through it, going through the heads, both the heads, to make sure everything's good to go on those. Because I know the bean head is going to need a few parts here and there. The corn head I don't know anything about, because we just bought that this past winter, so I've never used it before, never even hooked it to the combine yet. So we're gonna have to go through that with a fine-tooth comb as well and see if that needs anything. That's pretty much the farm right now in a nutshell. Now it's, because spraying's done, it's kind of like a waiting game. Haha, my delivery just showed up. I'll show you what it is. Ooh-wee, that thing is pretty. A new gas-powered air compressor. This way I can fix things out in the field and got all my impacts, everything good to go. Well, I looked a little bit ago, and we're up to 3.5 inches of rain so far. That's a considerable amount around here. There's ditches and yards are flooded. Some of the roadways are flooded. But that's the beauty of driving a diesel. There's no spark plugs to get wet and stall the motor out. A little bit of water there. Like all the creeks and everything are flooded right now. Those are supposed to be yards, not ponds. And I'm sure there's quite a few spots in our fields that are going to get drowned out, and plants are going to die, and it's way too late to replant. So it is what it is. We got a little break in the rain. Let's see where we're at on the rain gauge. Almost 4 inches. Eh, 3.5 still. We'll just keep that going, because it's still kind of spitting and sputtering, and you know, it's moist. Well, according to radar, it looks like most of the rain is done and blown out of here. There might be a few lingering sprinkles here and there, but for the most part it's gone, it looks like. I am gonna run up and check the P.O. box and then go home, and I'll check the rain gauge at home and see what we got total. Guess we're sticking with that 3.5 inch mark. Oh well, I'll dump it in the morning and see what we end up with total after all this sprinkling and everything gets out of here. Alright guys, I'm gonna go inside, edit this for you guys, and grab something to eat. Actually munch on, because we're getting close to dinner time. I'll get something to snack on. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.